Sixpence Bakery has 2 to 6 royal bakers trying to bake 4 and 20 blackbirds into a pie. Dan Chris Games provided this copy in exchange for an honest review. Place 3 unbaked pie cards in the middle. Shuffle the deck, then place 3 cards face up near the pies. If you reveal a royal card, shuffle it back into the deck. Deal 3 cards and 1 unbaked pie to each player. In this game, your hand is called your kitchen. The deck is mostly blackbirds. 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. As I said in the intro, your goal is to bake 4 and 20, or 24, into a pie. On your turn, play a card from your kitchen or the middle, on the pie in front of you or one of the ones in the middle. You cannot play a card on a pie if the total adds to more than 24 blackbirds. If the pie in front of you has 24, discard all the blackbirds, then grab a pie token. The first of 3 tokens wins. Nobody can add to a pie in front of another player. You all can add to the ones in the middle. Once one of those pies has 24 blackbirds, discard them, hand out the token, and continue. In other words, the only pie that is one and done is yours. You don't draw new cards, so once your kitchen is empty, that's it. On the other hand, you do draw new cards to replace those in the middle. If a royal is revealed, that card goes into your kitchen. The royal cards are effects that can manipulate the game state. A maid can discard any one blackbird in play. Have a card in your kitchen that would end the game, but you can't play it because it'd put a pie over 24? Maybe an opponent looks like they'll be finishing a pie soon. Make one of their blackbirds go away. The king can move a blackbird in play from one pie to another. As you can imagine, these 2 cards can make the game pretty nasty. The queen lets you play an additional blackbird. In story time, I'll talk about how the queen affected one of our games. Play cards to help yourself and hurt your opponents, and bake 3 pies to win. That's Sixpence Bakery. You don't need a lot of space to play Sixpence Bakery. 4 people might be able to play on a large coffee table. The time on the box is pretty accurate, although expect your first game, or games with 5 or 6 people, to take close to 20 minutes. If you can add up to 24 and read at a grade 1 level, you can handle this. In our 4th game of Sixpence Bakery, I taught Grandma how to play. Dad baked a pie quickly. I made one a turn or 2 later, then Dad made another using the exact same sequence of cards I used. I hurt Mom with a maid, removing a 9 from her pie. As play went around the table again, Grandma played a card on a middle pie to make it 19. I didn't have a 5, so I played a 3. Even though there was a 1 in the middle, what were the chances another would come out? Hopefully, my decision made it hard for everyone else. Dad played that middle one. And guess what came out? He finished his 3rd pie to win the game. Sixpence Bakery has clever graphic design that makes cards extremely easy to understand. I like the art style and how the number of birds can be read at the bottom, seen in the top left corner, and even counted in the illustration. Royal cards aren't complicated, but add a nice twist to what is otherwise a very basic set collection race. I like that you can't play a royal on the turn you acquire it. This prevents too much chaos and prevents a player from winning without a chance to stop them. This is a quick game and not just in terms of playtime. Turns take 5 to 15 seconds, and there's next to no downtime because you are counting pies when people play cards. Speaking of playtime, the game is long enough to make a few decisions and have some fun, but not too long that the simple gameplay grows dull for experienced gamers. Because it's so short and simple, you can bring it anywhere and teach anyone. I've only played this with 3 and 4 people, and I prefer it with 4. The middle pies fill quicker, meaning you need to watch other players carefully, and there's more royalty chaos. You'll see a pie get close to completion, then everyone plays cards to remove birds or move the birds to their pie. That type of chaos works well here. I've mentioned this a few times now, but the game can get really mean, especially for a family game. If you like peaceful games where you aren't sticking it to one another, skip this. The publisher reached out to me about a few games, and although some other titles appealed to me more, one of my goals is to help families learn if a game is right for them. Because of that, I said I'd take a look at Sixpence Bakery. I often talk about a game I reviewed a while back called Carroll County Cake Swap. It's an excellent family game, and one I recommend highly. A few months ago, I reviewed Smash Up, which is kinda like it, only nastier and deeper. Sixpence Bakery is like the entry-level version of those games. I recommend this for gaming families with young children and for teachers to purchase it for their classrooms. In our class, we have things like snakes and ladders, and I played this game 100 times over that one.